One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to stop the scrolling addiction is boredom. Boredom is one of the most common triggers to start scrolling, which a trigger is just something that causes you to do something else. And for me, boredom has always been the trigger for scrolling. And so you should understand the problem by now. If you scroll when you're bored, but if you try to stop scrolling, you're going to be bored. That's what this video is trying to solve. And I'm actually going to give you advice that you probably haven't heard before. So you should go ahead and stick around. Now, a little about me first. I'm Anthony, and I help people end the scrolling addiction. And right now, I have multiple clients that I help, and I just want to help you get out of there as fast as possible. Because as I mentioned before, I used to be addicted to scrolling. I was constantly bored. And to be honest, even when I was scrolling, I was bored. So no matter what I was doing, I would just be bored, but scrolling would take up most of my time. I'd be scrolling from 8 to 12 hours a day, and I just could not stop. I want to help you get out of that because I used to scroll myself. I want to get you there faster and with less pain than I did. Now, the obvious advice that you probably expect me to say is to just do stuff. But I want to be real with you. I want to give you advice that actually helps you. I'm not that's not a revelation, right? Just doing stuff, that's obvious. But I want to give you advice that's truly going to change your life. So again, obvious answer, just find stuff to do. Go ahead and do that. That's obvious, right? You didn't need to watch the video for that. The advice that I'm actually going to give you is to embrace boredom. Because no matter how much stuff you do, you're always going to be somewhat bored. No matter what you're going to do, either because you just can't be 100% productive in a day, or some days you just don't feel like doing as much stuff. That's clear. But the problem is that most people think that boredom is a problem, when in reality, it's not a problem. Boredom, in fact, is just a feeling that you're not doing anything. It's not positive and negative. Most of the time it's negative. But in this situation, when it's either between boredom and scrolling, then we would want to choose boredom every day of the week, right? So the way I want you to think about this is to make boredom become your friend. By which I mean, the more and more you choose boredom over scrolling, you'll find that boredom isn't even really that bad. And the pro tip, this is high level stuff I want to share with you. View boredom as a challenge to yourself. Think of it as you're challenging yourself to stay bored. You're challenging yourself not to scroll. And the best way I could help you visualize this is, imagine you walk into a doctor's office and you have to wait there for half an hour, right? Because that's usually how it goes. When you look around, you see all of these people just on their phones, either scrolling or doing something on their phones, right? Meanwhile, you're the only person in that room who's waiting, not on their phone. You're just looking up, maybe thinking, and yeah, you're bored. I'm not going to lie to you. But at the same time, you almost get this sense of power, just knowing that you don't need to scroll, that you can be bored. That's what I mean when you view it as a challenge. Think of it as you're competing against not only yourself, but also other people when you're in public, for example. It's okay to be bored. And in fact, I want you to be bored. Because if you never get used to boredom, if boredom never becomes your friend, then it's going to be very difficult for you to stop scrolling. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Just find subtle ways. You don't need to be open about this. Oh, you scroll, you go screw yourself. No, of course not. Just find subtle and small ways to increase how much boredom you add to your life. And eventually, you'll just automatically stop scrolling. Because your barrier for boredom, your baseline will increase. And so automatically you'll just scroll less. Because let's say there's a certain baseline for you to get past, for you to get so bored that you want to scroll. The more you choose boredom, the more you get used to it, that baseline increases. So let's say even you're super bored, you're still below the baseline, and so you won't scroll. Find ways to increase how much boredom you have, and I promise you will stop scrolling. And if you want my personal help in making this process go as quick as possible, then I can help you. As I mentioned before, I used to be in the exact same situation as you, and yeah, I got out. And so I want to help you get to that point faster and with less pain than I did. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then I actually do coaching calls. So if you want to go ahead and get on a one-on-one call with me where I can help you directly, then you can go ahead and book your call by clicking the link in the description.